Okay, so basically, I am very high rated in bullet. 1700 peak, 17 something. I probably have a game around here. 1692, 17, 1699. So basically 1700. But my blitz, 5 minute, 10 minute, all that is very, very low. Okay, so I decided, why not actually make it higher? Okay, because I can. And I mean, I hope so. I mean, at minimum 1500, right? If I'm 1700 bullet, I should be at least 1500 blitz or something, right? And so that's what I did. And so the course of 2, 3, 4, 5 games, I broke into 1300. After this, I'm going to keep playing as well, try to get as high as possible. But right now I'm on a 5-win streak. Ignore these 10-minute games against a 400. That's a friend of mine. He insisted he could beat me. But yeah, obviously not. I can show those games later some other day. But for now, I just want to go over each single game and the mindset of how to win against 1200. So if you're stuck in 1200 range and you want to go to 1300, this video is perfect for you. So we're going to review this one, and then scroll up, and then review, I guess this one is here, this one, and last but not least, this one. So it's ordered from left to right, all the ones. Why does it have noise? Okay, anyway. Yeah, shut up. Anyway, first things first, let's go to analysis. Yes. Okay, perfect. Again, I'm playing whites first game. I'm already rated 1266, so I'm already pretty high rated. Skip pretty much half of the rating range. And I say in a day's worth because it's only been 5 games. You can do that in a day. But 1, 2, and 3. No, what am I doing? 1, 2, 3. 3 games were played today. Well, the day of this recording. And then the day before. And then another one a few days before. So, anyway. But 5 games. You can do that in a day. 5-minute game. E4. Best by test. Bobby Fischer's favorite. E5. That's fine. Knight F3. This looks typical. But here's the kicker. Bishop b5. Okay, the Ruy Lopez or the Spanish, however you want to call it. Depends where you're from. I think in Europe they call it the Spanish, and the United States we call it the Ruy Lopez. Something like that. So bishop b5. Okay. Typical is a6 or knight. So either a6 or knight f6, and then we can go from there. But he plays, what's this? D5? No, d6. Okay. Break in the center. I don't know why he didn't. Typically I would play this. And then you could trade. It's because here's the thing. The Ruy Lopez at this level is really good because people forget that the bishop's there, right? And they typically end up losing a pawn in the center. And once they lose a pawn in the center, if you're developed, you're playing right, doing your fundamentals in the sense of following a plan instead of an actual opening line theory. Because I don't know too much theory, but I know the actual opening theories and practices. And if you can follow that, you're pretty much guaranteed to win. So right here I played knight c3. The computer says it's all right now. Really, it just dropped down to equality when I was better. d4 was better, but okay. He attacks, and this is what I was talking about. A6, a little bit different. I moved back. I want to keep the pin. I moved all the way back. Typical. I mean, he attacks. There's not much to explain here. He attacked me. I moved back. I want to keep the pin. He attacked me again. I have no other square but to move back. He plays knight f6. I play this really passive move. I never play knight g5. That's not a move that comes to mind, but I just want to solidify the center because I want to start castling and taking out my pieces. Got to open up my bishop, of course. Might end up pushing this knight into the center. If not, I can retreat it. The queen has space, kind of. I really would be blocking in the bishop anyway. So he plays this move because, again, he sees that I'm going to move the bishop in, but I don't care. I move back. It says it's an accuracy. Again, don't worry too much about what the computer says. Then he's just pushing his pawns. Okay. 1242, that's pretty high rating, I would say, considering the fact, compared to the average player, that's pretty high rating, but as you can see, they still don't know what they're doing. Not moving any pieces. He already pushed how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his 8 pawns he's pushed, and he's only developed 2 knights. Both of my knights are out. 1 bishop's out. 1 bishop has beautiful scope. I'm about to castle. The queen's out now. Okay, he finally plays this. It's just pushing out. If he's going to castle kingside, he pretty much pushed all the pieces in front, all the pawns in front of his king, and that's not going to bode well later on. So I move out the way because, no, did I move out the way? I did. I don't know why. I can't explain that move. Mouse slit? Maybe. Either way, get the bishop out. Why? Look at all this pressure here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers on that square. So when I push this square, if he takes, I'm going to be the center is going to be mine, basically. I'm going to blow up the center. I'm going to castle. Let's call it whatever. Okay. Does this. I'm like, could I have taken? Yes. Do I care? Not really. I'm getting my pieces some more optimal squares. So knight G3. He takes. That's fine. I take with the a pawn to open up my rook. He pushes forward. I castle. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Right now, this pawn's weak. It's only defended by this knight. And this knight's also weak, considering the fact that it's actually hanging. There's nothing defending this. So whenever you see a hanging piece, you got to be careful. You got to constantly look at those threats. Not those threats, but those opportunities. Right? So this knight's hanging. That's going to be... That might arise some tactics. So I castle, but that's fine. Let's see what he does. Oh, God. This computer, I swear. I castled. He pushed forward. Okay. And I'm going to open it up. Right? It's weak. There's only 2 pawns. He moves in. I'm going for the center. This is what I was preparing. I got 1, 2, 3. Now backed up by a pawn. So if I can take back with the pawn, the center is completely mine. And this is also why I moved this knight here all those moves ago. If you go back here, remember this inaccuracy, that was, I don't know, probably a mouse slip. Now my knight's here defending this pawn, the e4 pawn, so that I can actually push the d4, the d3 pawn, so that I can actually, you know, take the center. So that's why I played that. Look at that. Beautiful. Now I have 2 pawns in the center, both defended. d4's perfectly defended, beautifully defended. I'm attacking that loose piece. It comes into my territory. Don't really care. I can take with the queen. And if I can take with the queen, I don't ruin my pawn structure. So it's fine. Plus, it's not pinned. I'm not anything. But I like this backwards pawn here. It's very weak. Right now, it's only being defended by the queen. If I can pile up on this one, or even double up, triple up, perfect. That pawn's going out of here. But he takes. That's fine. I take back. I don't know why he's going backwards. Typically, going backwards is always going to be a bad move. So don't go backwards. Always push forward. I guess he was trying to unleash his latent potential of this bishop to attack this pawn. I don't even think, if I remember correctly, all this was a few days ago, he never even took that pawn. But we'll see. I just looked at the corner, and yes, I don't think he took it. And so I doubled up. And then I didn't double up. I have both rooks on the open files, semi-open files. The C file is going to be open pretty soon. Again, it's telling him to take. He defends that pawn. Don't care. I attack his bishop. Defended by my rook. Oh, that's why I played it. See, here's the thing. I always see moves later, afterwards, right? So he's attacking the b2 pawn, but then I don't realize it's being attacked until afterwards. So I'm playing rook c2. Now I'm defending the pawn. Now I can do whatever I wanted, which was why I played rook f to d1, so I can play bishop d4. I want to trade off that bishop. It's all the pieces next to his king. I want them gone, trade it off, because that'll leave less defenders around his king. Here I played queen d3 because I was scared that this pawn was going to be sufficiently defended in case he takes the bishop or something. I don't know. I totally forgot that the knight on g3 was also defending it. So it was a little passive, pretty passive move, but it turned out all right. Took back. He pushed. En passant. You know you have to play en passant if you give it a chance. He takes back. I take because I know I'm going to win a pawn, right? Because look at this. Take that pawn. No defenders. Now it has 1 defender. That defender's gone. Takes back, but I can take with the queen defended by my rook, and now I'm up a pawn. Am I? 2, 3. I'm up 2 pawns because I won one in the center a while ago. So now I'm up 2 pawns. And even at this level, even though you might say, oh, only grandmasters care about pawns. Trust me, most games end up going into an end game or something. And when it does, pawns really do matter. Okay? So if you're up 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns, that's fantastic. Okay? Trust me, you're going to feel that at the end. It's going to make it much easier on yourself. Plus, I would say below 1500, because 1700 in bullet, they don't really drop them as much. But under 1500, a lot of players are going to drop pawns. Okay, if there's one thing they're gonna blunder is pawns, because they don't really think about pawns as something to really hold on to, right? So that's one thing you have to remember about 1500 and below player psychology, right? They don't see pawns. If they're good enough, they see their pieces and they see that they won't blunder that. They'll see to it that they don't blunder those. But for the most part, other than that, they're gonna blunder pawns. And once you pick up 1 pawn, then 2 pawns, then it's a center pawn. And it all starts collapsing. You pick up the pawns in front of his king to the other side. Your rooks are on the 7th. It's game over, basically. You win. But anyway, so I want another pawn. He could take this pawn. Yes, that's fine. I could have gone left like this. But then again, I could just move forward. That way he couldn't infiltrate onto the second ring, which is where you want your rooks typically in the endgame, because it attacks all the pawns that haven't moved. And they shouldn't be moved because you want your pawns both in front of your king and you don't want to be pushing pawns in the opening. So that's why they should be there anyway. So a little bit inaccurate, passive, and it's fine. Defending my pawns, my king's defending my other pawns, and his king's all the way back. Both of us don't have a king. But considering that his rook is right next to my king, I can quickly activate my king because the king is a piece at the end of the day. And look at this. I can slowly but surely push it towards this pawn. Blunder. Why? You'll see. Blunder again. Now he's winning. Allegedly. Don't really care. Why? Because this will happen. They won't calculate. It's a 5-minute game. There's not much. I mean, I have 4 minutes, right? Which is actually really fast, and he only has 2 minutes. But the thing is, you don't have to calculate unless you see a tactic, right? No. Actually, that's a lot. No, calculate at the ending. Yeah, at the end game. Calculate. Look. This is questionable. No, it's a blunder. I'm here. I'm there. I'm everywhere. Another pawn falls. See? Another pawn falls. Another pawn falls. He lost the rook and he resigned. So this is just a blunder. Although here, he lost the rook since here, right? Because if I take, he can defend. But I just take and then I get near my pawn. Or, even better. Oh wait, no, sorry. Here. If he takes, I take, and he can't move the rook because it's pinned. He moves the king anywhere. He takes. He can't take back, so he's forced to take. Realistically, I take, and say he goes for my pawn. Bam, goes for the other pawns, and I make a queen. That's it. Let's move on. There's 4 more games. I'm getting a little thirsty, so let me get some water and continue on to the next game. Okay. Now here's a higher rated opponent. 1293 against me, 1278. Now I'm playing black. Perfect. Only 24 moves, really short game. So he plays e4. I always play the card console c6. This is the, I think it's like called the hillbilly or something, but not good. Just play d4, attacks, takes, can't take back. If they go for this useless check, I say useless, you can defend with the bishop. But I prefer to defend with the knight because they take, and you still have center control. Then they typically play like this. You play like this. They play here. You play here. You play here. You play here. Write that down if you want. There's some theory for you. But anyway, so he didn't play that. He moved back, which is actually, it says best, but honestly, that is a very bad move. Why? Because of d5. It says bishop out. No. You want to play d5. Why? Because it restricts your opponent. It takes space in the center. Now what? Pitiful. The knight can't come here. Terrible. It's full center control. You're done for. Okay? And that's what he plays. But I control. Inaccuracy, again, it doesn't matter. It says inaccurate. Don't listen to the computer. Oh, I should have. Okay, sure. If you want to, okay, next time I'll play knight. No. You can do that. Knight f6. Okay, next time I'll play knight f6. But realistically, as long as you play solid, until you reach a point where you're just constantly losing, then you can actually listen to the computer. Until then, you're doing fine. If you keep going up in rating, what do you care what the computer says, right? At that rating range, you're doing phenomenal. So he plays h3, right? He thinks I'm going to play bishop g4, okay? Is that something I would think about? Yes. Is that something he should be worried about? No. Why? Knight develops. Okay, is defending center. He didn't even move the knight here, okay? So that's even pointless, right? Because say he didn't play here and just play, I don't know, like a random move, right? And I play here, he plays here, and I play bishop now. What's he going to do? There. Now I'm back. Oh. I mean, I wouldn't play there because considering that I could just literally come back. Or bam. Same thing. Anyway, but that's the point. He didn't have to play h3 if he was going to play his knight to e2, right? But again, this is, and he's 1293. He's almost 1300. Well, not after this. I pretty much dropped him. But anyway, come back. So he plays this. I'll keep developing. I have 2 pawns in the center. One's fully pushed forward. 2 knights out, controlling the center as well. Again, what is up with these side pawn movements? It says it's excellent, but why? No, it's not excellent. It says it's equal. It's not equal. Because here's the thing, you're not a robot. Okay, how is a3 in any sense helping you get your king to safety. As it says, it's better to castle. Getting your king to safety, it's not developing a piece. It's not trying to contest the center. It's not doing anything. And if you're saying, oh, strategically speaking, later down the line, what? No. Why? You're not that good. This isn't a rating range. You're not a grandmaster than I am. You're not playing in a tournament. You don't have an understanding of strategy that far, okay, that deep. You can have it, but it's not going to be like, oh, I played A3 because I saw 10 moves ahead because it's going to help me with an attack or like, what? No, like there's no reason for it, okay? So it says it's an excellent move. Don't listen to it. It's nonsense. I develop my pieces. I keep developing and castle. Now we're both castle. All my pieces are developed. My queen, my bishop is pointing towards his king. The other bishop is going to be pointing to his king once I open up the center. The queen is ready to be developed. The knight can jump in. The other knight's defending the center. And then what does he have? A knight, which is on e2, which looks horrible, by the way, and a bishop that's staring at a pawn. And I can do a check here and there later down the line, but as long as you keep your eyes peeled, you'll be fine. But that's it. All his other pieces look pathetic. I mean, look at this square right here. You see this square? You think you'll win with all your pieces. The knight's not developed. Its only developing square is going to be d2. The queen is completely blocked. The bishop has this scope right here, but it's defended here. You could block here, but I just take here, move it out the way. You're just going to open my pieces more towards your king. And then this bishop's here again. I might trade it off later or push here like he says, push it even further back. This rook is completely stuck. This rook has some prospect if you open up with f4. But the point is, for the most part, his pieces are pretty much locked in. While my pieces are in the center, my pawns are in the center. He only has one pawn in the center. I mean, I'm winning. It says equal, but I'm telling you, trust me, we're only under 1300 for now. This is winning, okay? Most people, they're not going to be able to recuperate from this. I say recuperate, but we'll see. We'll see how I do. Maybe I'm just talking and I don't remember the game. I won though, so there's that. Look at that, knight d2. Yeah, it's an excellent move. Why? Because it's the only place it can go. What else are you going to move? The bishop? There's no reason. It's just going to get out. It's going to get changed out. All my pieces are going to push towards him. I'm going to push the pawns. Like literally, again, just to emphasize. Go here. If it says he moves back, that's fine. Boom. Goes back. Bam. I can't. Oopsies. Then what? I don't know. Here? You want to go here? Says look, it even just says keep pushing forward. Just throwing my pieces at it. And it still says it's equal. Yeah, no, you see this, you're gonna cry, okay? Like you're 1300, they're throwing your pieces at you, they don't care, your king's pushing open, but you have no pieces developed, you're gonna cry. You're not gonna have a fun time. Anyway, place knight d2, that's fine. Okay, he's finally doing something, opening the center. I double up because if I want to take back, I want to take back with the bishop, and I have both pieces staring at him. It's like a cannon. Okay, if he takes, doesn't matter. I just want to trade off more pieces so I can come to this endgame. Okay, perfect. Well, look at this. Here's the thing. Especially lower rated opponents get scared that people can take their pieces. Like this bishop, right? My bishop here on e5. It's like, oh no, now I have to move my knight or defend it, but he can take my bishop. Who cares? Like honestly, who cares that they can take the bishop? I hear that a lot. It's like, oh, they can take my piece or this piece is under attack. Oh, I'm like, dude, it's a trade. You're not losing the piece. It's a trade. Okay, if they take the bishop, what? You take back. It's defended, no? Twice, 3 times. What's the problem? Seriously, what is the problem? There is no problem. That's the thing. This bishop move, what did it do? White's bishop move, okay, to g5. What did it do? What did it accomplish? Nothing. Why? Because 1, the knight is defended, and 2, well, I mean, it's not even a pin. Yeah, because even then, sometimes it's a pin, but it's not even a pin this time. And 3, the move that I did, my next move, shows that the opponent didn't even see what I was going to do, and shows why that move is an inaccuracy. Because knight d4, knight d5, I mean. I get out the way, his bishop looks silly now, pointing at nothing, just hanging there. Because that knight, if that takes my bishop, if his knight takes my bishop, and I take back, that bishop's going to be hanging. And now it's a liability. And now what are you going to do? Right? Can't move here because I'll just take back. And you can't take, and you say you take back, but I take. Ooh, that's even better, because if you attack here, I just take here. You know what I mean? So basically, that was an inaccuracy. I say, I wouldn't go as far as say it was a blunder, but definitely an inaccuracy. He takes. That's fine. Take with the queen, because queen is now centralized. The knight might have trouble coming in. Not really. It's a knight. You can just jump over stuff. But now the queen's in the center. I'm attacking that knight. That knight's hanging. That bishop's hanging. And he can't defend them both. Now it says to take with the knight, because I can take the bishop later, but I don't care. I take between because it's a check. I like checks. And then I was thinking about taking up that pawn, which I never did. But that's fine because I was looking at this. Bam! Fork. You know what he can do? Take. That's fine. I take back. Yeah, it tries to centralize his queen. It says it's a mistake. Here's the thing. Look. Again. Some of these moves that the computer says are inaccuracy, don't trust it. If it's a solid, decent move that doesn't blunder the game, doesn't lose a pawn, doesn't do anything too drastic, it's fine. Okay? Now this one, even though it said inaccuracy, that's because I had this move. It did nothing. It accomplished nothing. It was a waste of a move. It becomes a liability. Takes back. Now I'm taking towards the center. He's losing pieces and defenders of his king, and all my pieces are ready. I should have taken it with the knight so that I have my pieces jumping even further down his throat. But check anyway. Take, triple up. I have 3 pieces on the open file. If he attacks my queen, I can move out the way, or even take, double take. That's 2. It'd be a knight and a rook, which actually isn't pretty good. So let me not do that. But in case if he attacks me, I can move back. But he does this instead. I attack him. I attack his queen. He moves out the way. I take. He takes. I attack his rook. His rook is hanging, and he moves here. As you can see, the evaluation bar is now negative 4.4 or 4.4 for black. Why? He should have defended because of this. This isn't a mistake. This isn't an inaccuracy. This is a blunder. Okay? This is a blunder. I don't know why it doesn't say blunder, but what can I say? You just lost the rook. Checked. Oh, this is a continuation. But after knight d4, exclamation mark, great move, forked his pieces. It's over. It's over, red over. That was the other game. It says this is how it could have continued. But I'm basically just going to gobble up all his pawns. I'm defending, create some luft, you know, make a space for my king, just so I can escape probably this way. And then I'm set. That's game number 2. I am now 1278. Now in this game, I'm 1289. Well, I was 1278, now I'm 1289. This is the game afterwards, okay? Let's start analysis. 91.8 accuracy. What is it? I play like a 1900, it says. Okay, let's see what this is about. Ended in 18 moves, real short one. E4, E5, classic, knight F3. This one, D6, you got to be aggressive. I mean, it's fine. It's like a solid opening. You don't have to be worried. It's not like a gambit or anything. But if they play like this passively, go for the center. D4, break open the center. Take. Knight comes out, defend that pawn. Okay, so that's what he's doing. He's here. He's defended the pawn with a pawn. I attacked the center. He took. I took. He's attacking my pawn. I defended the pawn. Okay, all basic logical moves. There's nothing. Oh, there's no strategical or tactical or anything complicated. It's just basic logical moves. Now this was a pretty potato of a move. He blocked his own bishop. His queen only has 1 square now. And then my bishop comes out. I assume that's why he did it, but he played bishop. Like, if you have like 3 pieces defending a knight, and there's only 1 piece attacking it, that's a little overkill. Especially for something that's not really important. They didn't like that move. I don't care. Again, it's not that bad. Knight to the center, E5. I understand that because he's trying to get more pieces to the center. That's fine. Castle. He attacks me. Ooh, you look at that. You like that? I want a pawn. That's why it's a good move. Again, it's those moves, right? Where you have to remember, every time you move a pawn, it's no longer going to be able to defend a square before, right? In this case, it wasn't defending this square, but it could have. It's just pushed by 1, and it was defending this pawn, and now this pawn's weak. It's a backwards pawn. There's no other pawns to its left or to its right that can defend it. You can't move it back. Okay, so when I move forward, this pawn is now under attack. Okay, this pawn. D6 is weak, very tender. There's only 1, 2 defenders. I have 1, 2, 3 attackers. It is over. That's mine. He castles. What else can he do? I take. Now I'm up a pawn. Up a pawn. 33. Yeah. Perfect. And it's a center pawn. It's an isolated king's pawn, but for now it should be fine. His pieces are pretty bad. If I take that knight on F6 with my bishop, take the pawn. Now he's down 2 pawns. His king's open. It's pretty bad. This knight right here is hanging, so that's also another liability right now. He moves out the way. I guess that's fine. I just have to attack. He attacks me. I could have gone here, try to defend this square or prevent any pieces from coming in, but I was more concerned with this square as well. He went here. Just move out the way. He's moving here. It's just constantly. This was an inaccuracy. Even at this rating range, where he's 1303, okay, there's still blundering pieces. I think the most recent one I played today, also another blunder piece. Okay, so keep an eye out for that as well. They lose pawns. They don't take the center. They play suboptimal moves in the opening especially. They misplace their pieces. They attack when there's no threat. The center collapses, and they blunder pieces. Okay, even at the 1300 level, they're still blundering pieces, and they will continue to keep blundering pieces up to the 1500, 1600 even, 1700 level, okay? So always keep your eye out for that. And I took it, obviously. So here's the thing. It's not a blunder if you don't take it, okay? But then if it's you who makes a blunder where you drop a piece and they don't take it, no, that's still a blunder for you, okay? And it's a blunder for them. But if they blunder tonight and you don't take it because you didn't see it, you didn't look at it, or you forgot, or you messed up or something, now it's a blunder for you. It's not a blunder for them because they got away with it. Okay, you can't let them get away with it. Okay, that's how you have to think about it. The next time you see, I could have taken that piece for free. Yeah, you could have, and you should have. Okay, so next time you're going to. There's no, but it's fine. I won anyway. No. You didn't take it. You blundered. You should have taken it. Next time, you better take it. So I took it. He's trying to attack my bishop. I'm sure of it, right? But what do I care? I can attack his piece. And guess what? He attacks my bishop. Now I'm attacking his rook. And he resigned. Because now his rook's under attack. His knight's under attack. Look at that. The best moves, because this is the continuation, as it could have continued based on the computer, is him giving up all his pieces. And he's lost. He's busted. Okay? So here's the thing. They talk about danger levels. Well, here's the thing. You have to know how to do danger levels, right? Because you can't just attack my piece. It says, again, excellent move. Don't listen to the computer. The computer is like crazy. It's lost its mind. He takes. Guess what? Well, he didn't take. He resigned. But he attacked my bishop. First of all, he prepared it. You have to prepare it. But realistically, he should have played something else. What I would have played, honestly, I don't know. Position's pretty bad. Down 2 pawns. No, still down only 1 pawn. But I just took one. No, I took a knight. Okay, that's pretty good. But position's still pretty bad. Down a pawn. All my pawns are defended. My pieces are really active. He's down a knight now, yeah, because I took it. And now look at this. His knight's pretty much trapped. Here, if I were black, the best I could come up with is moving this bishop out. I don't know, man. I mean, it's pretty bad. This knight's stuck. Yeah, this knight's completely stuck. It's blundered. He can't move it here. Can't move it here. It's covered. And this is covered. When I attack it, it's going to be gone. So this is a blunder itself. And the fact that it says inaccuracy is concerning. He shouldn't move back. Or rather, he shouldn't have moved forward. He attacked me. That's fine. And yeah, that knight's gone. He blundered this knight. That other knight's gone. Now he blundered the rook. And that's GG's. Okay. Next game. Jesus Christ, these ads. Next. I'm playing black. I'm 1299 now. Okay. Am I? No, I was 1299 at the end of the game because I had played another game to reach 1300. So I'm against the 1290 or 1290 after the game. Suspicious. I'm playing black. D4. I play D5, fights this, and I transpose into a Caracan. Perfect. Look at that. All book moves. I'll explain it a bit. This, he moves this. I can get my knight out. He wants to fianchetto his bishop. That's fine. I attack it. Attacks the knight. Bolster the center. And he says move forward. This is probably why I should have probably played here instead. Last move. But that's fine. He goes here. Attack the center. I'm done waiting. His bishop can't give a check here. His queen can't give a check. Nothing can give a check here. So attacking the center is fine. It's defended by the bishop as well here. So I'm set. takes. Knight comes out. Now there's one less pawn that's going to be able to defend the center. That's why you want to take. At least that's why I take. Probably not theory to take. I think it is. It might be. But definitely just take. Why? Because look, next time he tries to defend it, he's only going to defend it with 1. And you still have this piece, and this piece is going to come in, this piece is going to come out. So what do you play? This. Why is he moving? Why are you moving pawns? Don't move pawns. That's one thing. In the openings, move center pawns to defend or whatever, but don't move afterwards. Just develop. That's why it says knight c3 is the best move, obviously, because you're developing a piece. Even bishop here, or even just like defending here, would probably be decent. At least it's not pushing another pawn. Look, the valuation is 0.1, pretty even. But no, he decides to play bishop b3. Okay, that's fine. Better for me anyway. Get the piece out. Why? Bishop there. Why? Because I'm, again, like in the second game or something, all my pieces are going to be pointing here. I'm going to castle. My rook's going to be here. My queen's going to be here, and I'm going to be ready to destroy the center with all my pieces there. I keep developing. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces all on their home squares, while mine just have 3. And I'm about to castle, develop the other rook. The queen's going to come out, and I'm set. I'm 1, 2, 3 moves from fully developing. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, he doesn't have time, and that's why I won. Why did my what? Give me a sec. Something connected? Nope, it is connected. My speaker went off. Okay, finally starts developing his pieces. That's why he played. That's why he played bishop or b3 because he wanted to fianchetto his bishop. No, that's no excuse. I castle, and again I'm following this plan. I want to play e5, and I want everything to be defending it so that I'm completely set and ready. Look, everything, and I finally played because he didn't stop it. I don't even think there was a way to stop it because there was no presence of pieces in the center, nothing developed. He played his fianchetto, and I finally play e5, and I break the center. Perfect. Trade all these pieces, and material is even. Correct. But I have a pawn in the center, the other pawn's on the back, and then this pawn is pinned because of the bishop. This rook is in the corner. These 2 pawns are a liability in the long run for now. Not really. But I would say he's doing worse. His bishop's here, that's fine, but my bishop, my knight, and my rook are already in the center. This rook's blocked, this rook hasn't been moved, this queen is blocked by all the pieces, even this pawn, which it wouldn't have been if it was over here, so that's also probably why this isn't as good. He has no pawns in the center. It's pretty bad. Look at this, look at this. He attacks it. Okay, I want to keep my rook in the center, so I take back. Says this is a good move, a decent move, because I was expecting him to take. Then I could take back. Say he takes. Now I have 2 pawns in the center, and now he's really done for. But he didn't, and that's fine. I take back because right now I need to get an attacker off of this pawn, right? Because there's only 2 defenders. And what was I thinking? If I make some move that doesn't defend this pawn, I could have moved here, but then that's a little passive. But basically, I want to get rid of how many pieces are attacking this. There's 2 pieces. I want less. So there. Now I have less. 1 defender, 1 defender. I create luft because I'm scared. I don't want any back rank problems. This is luft, basically moving a pawn so that there's no back rank. Obviously this is a blunder, but say, bam, bam, Jesus Christ, bam, 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 bam. Obviously the knight's there, but you get it. Oh God. Okay, luft. Oh yeah, I was like, why didn't you take the pawn? No, because I attacked this queen, created luft. I'm doing good. Now the knight comes out. He takes. I take back with the pawn, and he wants to trade queens. Do I want to trade queens? No. Why? I have a better odds of checkmating him if I still have my queen. It's one of the most powerful pieces. If I trade, this endgame seems pretty drawish. They're the same amount of pawns. Although to be fair, if I take here, and move here, I think I'll probably... I don't see who can play this for a win. His rook is pretty there. His pawns are pretty far. I don't want to play this, basically. I don't want to play an endgame. I don't know. I didn't study my endgames. I don't know what to do. They're too boring. And so I don't trade queens. Perfect. And plus, the more moves he has with more pieces like queens and rooks on the board, the more likely your opponent's going to blunder. So that's another reason. So I come back. Okay, he undefended the pawn, or made it very weak. So I bring my queen over. Perfect. I attack the piece. I keep attacking. I keep attacking. Especially since my queen is right in front of his king. There's nothing he can do about it. He pushes forward. That's fine. Keep attacking. Every pawn move he makes, I have to keep attacking. Okay? And now he finally took. But now I have an opening to get to his king. Now I can check. I can move in. I can try to take those pawns. They're weak again. That other pawn, my pawn is solid. And these pawns are hanging. This is a backwards pawn. It's not defended by anything. If I get the, I don't know, like a check in. One, it wins his rook. Actually, no, because it's defended by the queen. Actually, this is a blunder in itself, but ignore that. So he moves. Now I take. Bam. Okay, you know what I mean? Like that's what we're seeing here. Okay. Anyway, so I move in, blunder, and this, he did lose his rook again. Opponents at this rating range are going to blunder pieces. Okay, this is inevitable. Well, not in every game, but it's very likely. Still likely. Very likely compared to more like 15, 16, 17, 1800, 1900, which is a lot more rare. Still happens, but not as much as below 15, 1300. Okay, especially under 1300. And look at this. He missed the tactics. That's why you gotta do your puzzles, guys. Always do your puzzles, ladies and gents. He undefended and that's the whole point. All of this happened because he started pushing the pawns in front of his king. Okay, and they were not sufficiently defended, and I just continually started adding pressure. Okay, more pressure, takes. Queen's starting to get in. There's tactics in the air. I smell them. Why? Because that rook's hanging. It's not defended. There's a check available, and then there's this spot, so I can go this square, so I can come attack his pawns from behind. I mean, it looks pretty bad. There's no checks. There's one check, but it doesn't really matter. I could just sidestep, or even just trade. And now I'm pretty confident in this. If he comes back, I guess. Anyway, semantics. Blunders the rook. That's it. He lost the game. Check again. Just a few more checks. Want to pick up a few pawns. Inaccuracies, but again, what can he do? There's not much he can do. Attack the queen, move up, and now I can start pushing, attacking his king. There. No more checks. Once he runs out of checks, it's over. And this is here. It says mate in 6, calculate it. I want you to calculate it, okay? Don't look at the corner. Don't look at this. Don't. As a matter of fact, I'll turn off lines, and I'll go to details, because that way you don't see it. Try to calculate. Pause the video and try to calculate. This is mate. You should be able to calculate this. It's white's move, so I'll make a white move. Okay, now calculate mate. No, I didn't freeze, but I hope you did calculate mate, because here it is. Let's go back to analysis, and queen e1, check. Okay, let's calculate this. I calculated this. He moves, check. He only has one move. Well, actually, yes. No, yeah, one move because of this. He's here. I checked, and I can't check here. That's an important thing to notice, because the queen, you gotta remember the board vision. So check, moves, check, moves. Queen here, here, here. Check, moves. How did I calculate this? Check, moves, check, moves, check, mate. Holy smokes, that was way too complicated. I was calculating this. Was it this? Yeah. Oh, that's mate. Okay, that's what I calculated. Here, at least. Clearly, I played it a lot faster. Where you moved here. Is this a continuation? Yes. I want to make sure. Yeah, okay. I want to make sure it's not the line I just played. This check. He moved here. I checked again. Ah, this was the faster mate that I saw. This is what? Mate in 3? Apparently. Yeah. Oh, it says this. Let's see lines. It says king g2 best. King e2. Oh. Oh, I see. It moves forward. Yeah, back. Okay. Yeah, it's basically what I did, but I pushed him forward first. Then I did it. Again, I had only a minute left. I could have calculated, but it was made. I did calculate this much, especially after every move. I started first with the check, you know. Let's see where he goes. This check is obvious. I checked him again to make him go forward because I know he can't go forward anymore, or go back because he can't go move forward. This is blocked by the queen, so I knew he was going to come back, and that's where I realized I could ladder mate him. Okay, so that's mate, all the way to mate. Blundered the rook in the middle game, where I went over it because I don't even remember it because I was thinking too much on this mate. Next and final game, what brought me to 1309. Hope this video isn't too long, but it's very instructful. It's good. It's good. Anyway, analysis. And we go into an e4, e5, knight f3, knight. Oh, you remember this one. What do we play? Okay, what's the evaluation? Did not review it. I'll give it, while it analyzes it so we can see the reviews. What do we play? If you said d4, you are correct. Perfect. Takes. I think this guy played it different from our other opponent. A little bit passive. And play bishop e3, knight's out, other bishop out. The queen goes up, perfect, and then his knight comes out. Look at this. His position is very passive, but it's also very solid. Everything's defending everything. He has some pressure or some control on the center, even if it's from afar. This bishop might be locked in, but he might be able to bring it out, or just move the knights out if I take or whatever. So it's pretty solid. I castle and he moves in. I move back. Again, grandmasters prefer bishops over knights, and so therefore I do too. And so I move it out the way. He pushes here, and here's I do remember this from the evaluation that I did review it. Is it doesn't matter, okay? He's attacking what? This might scare a few players, right? He's gonna attack my knight on c3, but you don't have to care. Why? Because you can have the initiative and start pushing him back and take as well. f4, perfect, attacking his knight. And guess what he does? He moves, and he attacks. He what's it called? Forks me, but I can take it. So why is that scary? It's not a blunder. It's fine. Why? Because now look at this pawn, very weak. More than that, yeah, is that, and I didn't see this, and I'll say this because I remember the evaluation from this morning, is I can take this piece, this pawn, and then I attack both here, and then we have a problem. Perfect. And now I'm up, well, it should be 2 pawns, no? Yeah, 1 pawn here, 1 pawn here. Wait, no, 3 pawns. 1, 2, 3 pawns. I'm up 3 pawns, okay? So I should have played that, but I didn't. I played here so that I can attack this pawn right here, which is fine because he ended up not defending it. I took it. And he tried to attack my, and again, this is those moves where I'm like, what did that do? What did I accomplish? It doesn't do anything. One, the knight's under attack, but I can just move it. And the problem is I can now move it somewhere where I couldn't before because of that pawn move, right? So this pawn right here on c6 defended b5, okay? Guess what? I have 2 knights ready to jump in there, and it'll attack his queen, okay? And that's one thing you get. Again, this is I hopefully hope that this is the educational part. Do not push pawns randomly, okay? First of all, take care of your pawns. Okay, I know you might be, it's a pawn, whatever. No. Unless you're just sacrificing it and you're pushing for initiative, that's fine, because you might as well. It's your low-rated opponents. You're learning get that tactical sense for an attack, okay? But when it's not tactical and you're not doing it for any reason and you're just losing pawns, that's not good, okay? So you have to take care of your pawns. And also realize when you push your pawns, it can never come back. And pawns are really good at securing and fortifying squares because no other major piece except for pawns are very good at taking them, right? Because it's a pawn. It's less value than any other minor piece or major piece, right? Which are knights, bishops, and then queens and knights or rooks. So I'm not going to take that with a knight. I'm not going to take it with a queen. I'm not going to take it with anything except for a pawn or maybe a sacrifice. But anything. The point is, that's why it's good for defending squares. Because what am I going to do against this? Then you can say he didn't do this, right? Say he defended here. Perfect. That's good. It's better than what he did. And now what am I going to do? It's taking a lot of center space. To be fair, I have my own center space. But for the time being, that's good. But he played here. And this is where the problem started to occur. I started going into his position. Knight b5. Knight d to b5. Okay? You don't want to move this one because then there's shenanigans or whatever. You don't want to deal with that. So I played here. Also because it opens up the defense of the e4 square and the e4 pawn by the queen. So I went here and check it out. He blundered another pawn. And this is what I just mentioned. People at this rating range don't care about pawns. Okay? Or simply don't calculate through. Because if he calculated, he would have at least gone back to here. Oh, wow, that's bad. That's not good either. But I took his pawn. He took back. I took back. His attack, again, it's the same thing with the pawn push from previous, right here. Actually, I think this opponent's been doing it a lot, where you make moves where you think they're doing something, right? And in reality, they're not. Oh, he forked my queen and bishop. Okay, what if I just take it? Now you blundered the pawn on c6, which I didn't take, but he also weakened the pawn on c4, which I attacked, and I eventually took. Okay, he pushes the pawn and attacks my knight. Okay, I move it out the way. Was no problem. Now I'm attacking your queen. Now you just dropped the pawn. I took it. He took back. Take back. You're attacking my queen. Guess what? I don't have to do anything about it. I can just take another pawn. Now I'm up. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 pawns. Okay. That you're gonna feel that in the endgame. If you don't somehow pull out a perpetual or like a perpetual draw where he's like constantly in check and I can't get out of it and to draw, or if you don't have some random mate, you're gonna feel it in the endgame, especially if we trade down pieces. And guess what happens? We trade down pieces, and then you're really gonna feel the presence of my pawns. Okay, and that's one thing you have to remember. Okay, you move the bishop, but now what? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna let you take my queen? No, it might happen, and it's your job to take it. But if he doesn't, which you better be hoping he doesn't. Okay, you better have the mindset that he's not just gonna blunder his pieces. Okay, don't be playing hope chess where I hope he blunders his pieces. No, play as if he's as good as you, and you're gonna be like, he's gonna see it and make a concrete plan, something that actually have substance. You know, like I'm attacking this piece. Okay, is there any specific reason for it? No, I'm just attacking. It seemed like a good move, automatic move. Look at how much time he has. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. That's another thing. People play way too fast. And you guys play. You know, I'm gonna start pointing you guys out. You guys play too fast. That's why you're watching this video. I assume that you want to become better. Want to see people playing how they got to 1300, as I'm going to title this video. And here's one thing. I'm at 3 minutes 42. Is that a lot of time spent? Not really. They're pretty automatic moves. Again, I'm 700 bullets, so I kind of have a tactical vision for these type of things, right? But the point still stands that he shouldn't be playing as fast because he wouldn't be losing these games. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. That means he's only spent 50 seconds for the past 17 moves. Okay, 50 seconds of routine, 17 moves. I would do the math on that, but that's not the point. Okay, well, it is the point, but the point is he's playing too fast. He's not thinking. He's not thinking through his moves. And so he blunders another pawn. Takes. Now he's trading, which is horrible. He's down so much material, which is, like I said, 4 pawns. Oh, well, he attacks. Well, what does this do? Like, what does this do? Okay, say you're playing this game. What would you have played? At least play this. Make my knight move or my rook move, right? Because if you don't, what does this accomplish? What's defending something? What? This isn't under attack. I can't take it. It's attacking this. Well, if I have a move, I'm going to play this. And I think I actually did. Yeah, I did. So now what? Look, the evaluation is +2 for white, which is kind of bad considering the fact that I'm up 4 pawns. Oh, God. Could I have done anything better? Dreaming of a white Look at this. It's just a +2. But again, it's +2. And here's the thing. Minor piece and major piece. So 2 rooks, 2 rooks, 2 bishop, bishop, and knight, knight. Minor pieces are equivalents. Pawns aren't equivalents. And that's for those who say that pawns don't really matter. I'm +2. I'm almost +3 with d4. Okay, almost +3. Pawns matter. Okay, never mind. I was seeing something. Because material's even, except for pawns, and so I have a great advantage. Maybe that was obvious to some, but not obvious to others. So I pointed it out. He moves. Oh, and here's the thing. I remember the computer saying that this was the better move, but here's another thing. I knew, and don't say, oh, you couldn't have known. No, I knew he was going to play here, and he was going to play here. I knew he was going to play knight f2. And if for the keen eye, for the guys and gals who have great tactical vision, for those who have done their puzzles, you already see it, by the way. If you don't see it already, then pay attention. He just lost the knight, okay? But here's the thing. And when I'm saying that I knew he was going to do this, trust me, I knew he was going to do this. Like, I was saying it in my head out loud. I was like, oh, he's going to play this. He's going to play knight f2. He's going to blunder it. Why? Because you can't resist it. These useless moves. It's not even useless. It's useless. One, because it's a blunder. Lost the rook. Or the knight. But it's useless because you're just attacking it. Even if I couldn't take the knight, what do you think I was going to do? Not move the rook? It was the same thing with the bishop attacking my queen and losing a pawn. It's these moves that have no continuation to them. And if anything, put you in a worse position. Okay? Because even if I don't take it, it's still lost. This is covered, 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 this is covered. It's gone. It's gone next move. Okay? Say you, I don't know, do this. Still down a piece. You know? Like, I don't get it. But no, I saw it, and I knew because they see that. They're like, oh, I can attack the rook with the knight, and it's not even a fork. It's just attacking it, and I know he saw it, and that's why I knew he was gonna play that. So I just took it. He's starting to push his pawns. Don't care. Double up, because I want to trade those rooks at the back, and eventually he's gonna move them. He's gonna move one of them, and then I'm gonna be able to trade. I know he's gonna move that bishop in the back, especially after I attack it. And look at this. Now that bishop has to move. And it's not going to move here. And it's not going to move here. It's going to block the vision between both rooks. And I'm going to trade off one of the rooks. I guess it could move here. Been a little patient because his rooks aren't blocked. I took. And now I attacked one more time. Attacked his rook. See, these moves are pretty obvious. Here, Luft. I don't want him to push his pawn further. I don't want this to come here, have to take or push, and then lose this square, lose more space. So I push forward. I take it. Again, blunder the pawn. And that's the problem with the position. His rook would be stuck there, defending that pawn, until he manages to move this bishop. He can't even come back. It's literally stuck here. That's okay, so yeah. When I said he can't play here or here, he has to play here, it was true. Because look, he's here, and now where's it going to go? It can't come back here, here, here. I guess it could come here because it's defended. But then it still undefends this, and say he comes back here. But the point is, that wasn't a good square. Blunders a pawn, take it, free. Attack his bishop. Again, attacks my knight. So what? So what? What about it? I mean, to be fair, I think that's the only square that actually saves the bishop. So there's that, but I'm pretty sure he was thinking, I'm attacking his knight. Okay, that's not what you're supposed to be thinking when you move it in such a pathetic square. Because it's the only square you can move it to. So, attack his rook. He attacks it. And I don't care. Why? Remember, there's a bishop here. Yeah, I remember. And so he attacks, I take. I keep pushing my pawns. My pawns keep rolling forward. Don't care about opening up my king. I have 2 rooks. I'm up with minor piece. I have 4 more pawns. Whew. Attacks. Attack. 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 He moves back. Finally, he's gotten his bishop out of there. And for what? Now I'm going to open up his king. takes. And that's what you have to do. Say he moves here. Probably going here and start pushing here. +7. Holy smokes. It says before. Yeah, just keep pushing. And the lines on the other side of the board. But basically, he took, which I mean, there's not much you can do. I'm +7. He moves his knight. And look, finally I get to trade off of the rooks. Because now I'm just trying to trade pieces. It's completely winning endgame. Now here, I will admit, mate in 1. Did not see that. I tried to see there was a mate, but obviously 2 minutes. I played the next move in a second, so I wasn't calculating too deeply. 2 seconds. Okay, at least he's using his time now. But and that's another thing. You guys start using your time once you're losing. You're supposed to use your time before you're losing to avoid getting into a losing position. But no, he's now down to 2 minutes. Now he's gone through his time, gone through his moves more slowly, but he's already losing. It's already lost. Check. He moves forward. Check. I said fine. I'll just take the rook. I start pushing my pawns, and here's the thing: he can take that pawn, but guess what? I take. Say he takes. I take. He takes. I move, and that's it. Queen. So he can't even take that. So he takes back. Takes. Attack his bishop. It's hanging. Move back. Okay. I want to defend that pawn, but only because and I should have played it sooner because bishop e7. I should have played that sooner or immediately so that guess what? Now this bishop is anchored by this pawn, and this bishop can never harass them because they're on opposite colors. And now what's he gonna do? Now I have all the time in the world to just move my knight and attack that bishop. And guess what? I take. And he resigns because I'm just going to promote, make 5 queens, 60 queens, and made him 3 ways to Sunday. And that was the game that propelled me to 1309. Let me see. Was it? It was. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get to 1300. I talked a lot, screamed a bit at you guys. That's fun and dandy. Nice to do. Oh, my pieces on my stuff fell. Okay, anyway, I'll go pick that up in a sec. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you didn't learn something, tell me what you want me to do. You want me to do 1 game at a time, 2 games at a time, or slow down? You want to see me play them live, see my thought process, do slower games? I do want to do 10-minute games because if I can do 1300 5-minute, I want a 1300 10-minute. Actually, I already am, so I'll do 1500 sometime, a speed run or something. Okay, but the point is, slow down. Here's the takeaways. Okay, I'll wrap this up with a summary. Key takeaways. Stop pushing those pawns in the beginning. Okay, develop your pieces. Second, you want to make sure that you don't push pawns willy-nilly, not outside of just wasting tempo and wasting time, moving pieces when you don't have to, or pawns when you don't have to, because they weaken each other and they weaken squares. Because you have to think about the board as just that, a board. It's pieces on a board, and there's squares on this board, and the pieces defend squares, attack squares, protect squares, and you can weaken squares, you can strengthen squares, you can make outposts, you can make strongholds where you have your kings stuck behind pawns and your pieces. But that's how you have to think about it. These aren't just squares, okay? They're possibilities. Let's be a little philosophical here. Let's be metaphorical, if you will. There's a possibility to control the center, where all the pieces, if all your pieces are near the center or developed at the center, they're easier to develop, okay? A knight can go, look at this, if it's in the center. Bam! Knights are beautiful in the center. Bishops on open diagonals. But that was the point. What was the point? Let me break it down. I said, don't move too many pawns at the beginning, okay? Stop moving those pawns. Once you move pawns, if you have to later on in the game, be careful because they're going to weaken each other. Like this, if I move here, now this pawn's weak, and no other pawn's going to be able to defend it, right? And I can go attack that pawn. And also, when you make an attack, make sure it does something, okay? Don't just attack to attack. What if that piece just moves? And what if you're pushing? And here's the thing, when you attack without thinking, you have a greater possibility of actually attacking that piece and then forcing your opponent to move it to a better square. Maybe you didn't even see, it's like, my knight's better on e4, but it's on, how would that work? I don't B2, something like that, right? E4, say it's on C3, okay? It's better on E4, but then they attack it. It's like, I don't see that it's better on E4, but then you attack it. Oh, look, I can move it to here. You just improved his pieces, and you did nothing. Now your bishop's looking silly over there, like in that one game I showed you, okay? Don't attack willy-nilly, okay? At least unless you have a concrete plan, because if he just moves, or in other cases where he moved the queen and now a pawn's gone, take care of your pawns, okay? Don't blunder. Obviously, if it were that easy, we would all be grandmasters, right? But even grandmasters don't blunder their pieces, but there's other types of blunders, okay? But the one blunder they typically don't do, and you don't want to do, and it'll get you pretty far just alone, is blundering pieces. As you saw 2-3 games where people blundered their pieces, still 1300. They're still blundering pieces, okay? So don't do that. I know it sounds it's so easy, right? No, seriously, if you take your time, there's no reason for you to blunder, okay? You're 1200 going for 1300, or 1300 going more ahead. You should be able to take your time, look at all your pieces, and make sure none of them are hanging or can be blundered, or don't blunder anything, no move. Now if it's a 2-3 move tactic or a 2 move tactic, whatever, okay, fine. And you didn't calculate, but that's fine. But as it goes on, as your chess career continues and progresses, you want to be able to see that, okay? So just because, I didn't care, okay, first time, third time, there's a time where you have to sit down and be like, okay, I'm not seeing these tactics, practice your puzzles. And that's another tip, practice puzzles, okay? Especially at this lower range, you need to have pattern recognition, okay? That's what these grandmasters have that we don't. They've played thousands of games, thousands of hours. They've studied chess, they've studied games, other people's games, famous games. They've studied the best, Bobby Fischer, world champions, Alekhine, Kasparov, Karpov, Magnus Carlsen, okay? He's modern. Jan Nepomniachtchi and Ding Liren are playing the world championship right now. Watch that. Look at the games, okay? What else? What else can I recommend to you? Take care of the center. Don't move those pawns. Don't do random attacks. Don't do anything. Don't blunder. Again, the mentality. Mentality is a great and very important, powerful part of chess. The mentality. If your opponent blunders and you do not see it and you don't take that piece, you blundered. Okay? Now you blundered. Even if you had mate in 4, no, that's not a good excuse because mate in 4, okay, go for mate. But if it doesn't matter, you won anyway, you blundered, okay? There's no excuse, okay, unless, I didn't see it. Now, realistically, play slow, you're going to see it. Keep your eye out. And if you can have an excuse for now, but you can't keep it that excuse forever, okay? You have to eventually be like, okay, I got to start seeing whenever my opponents blunder, especially like 1100, 1000, they're going to be blunder pieces everywhere, okay? So keep your eye out. But that's a key thing about the mentality behind a blunder of your opponent. If they blunder, guess what? You blunder if you don't take it, right? Because you basically let them mess up for free. But if you blunder, it's a blunder. If they blunder and you don't see it, that's a blunder on you as well. And whenever there's these moves or these tactics where you didn't see it or you had chances and you're like, oh well, but I won anyway. No, there's no but I won anyway. There's I'll do better next time, okay? Don't just like, I won, whatever. No. You basically lost. Okay. Maybe not basically lost, but maybe sometimes that does happen where, I should have seen that and you lost. Well, yeah, exactly. Like you said, you should have seen that. But mentality is a great, important part about chess. At this range, even if you're losing or down a piece, keep playing. Play some mate. Make them prove it. They might stalemate you by accident. You never know. They make 50 queens and end up stalemating you. But outside of the strategical and strategic tips I can give you, there's the mentality, like I just said. That's pretty much it. Especially everything pertaining to what these games showed. But let me think. No, yeah, that's it. Everything else was in the games. There's just this really quick recap at the end. Hopefully you liked it. I want to get more content out. This video is going to go up unedited, straight raw. What you get is what you see. What you see is what you get. Thank you for watching.